from Season 3, Episode 2, and the town just needs a win. The good people of From spend majority of this episode dealing with the fallout of Episode 1. This is TN, thank you for being a pillar of this community, but when I saw what happened to your body, oh my goodness. Especially at the end of this episode when we get the revelation that even in your final moments, you wanted to make sure your baby boy was okay. And thanks to that, he never got Dark Kenny because I didn't know how he was going to be able to pull himself together. When he got back to town, found out that information, and him and Marielle went to the diner just so he can process what was happening. He wanted to be left alone. We hear that one of the jukeboxes started playing the song Celebrate Good Times. Come on. This place is really trying to break all these individuals. This man got a bunch of jugs of that good moonshine and wanted to go down to the caves to burn up all those monsters. Saying it out loud, that's a crazy plan. That's a wild plan. Why would it be that easy? When he told Boy this, I thought Boy was gonna say, hey man, that's ridiculous. You can't do that. But no, this man said, hey, I'm with you. If that's what you wanna do, let's do it. Because he don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do. But lucky for everyone, after being told what his mother's last words were, came to his senses and said, hey, let's go back. Let's figure out another way. I do want to say they need to bring that moonshine back. That is a precious resource. Now hear me when I say this. I understand that Ethan is a child, but I also understand that he is written to be extremely annoying. He just always say the most out-of-pocket thing and just seem lost all the time. Like, hey, you gotta grow up, man. This ain't the time to be an 8-year-old no more. He got mysteries to solve, and based on what we learned later in this episode from his mother, Ethan might play a part in this. A part in getting everybody up out this joint. Probably the most important member of the Matthews family was finally put in his place. That's Jim, who's been making bad decision after bad decision since the beginning of Season 2. While he was out looking for his wife who did not have a talisman and has been gone for 4 days, based on everything they know about the place they live on, she is gone. And he left old girl behind me, Julie, to keep her brother safe. You know who should be keeping him safe? Him, but he don't ever think of the group, man. Just so selfish. He heard some hard truths from his daughter who told him that you and mom really suffered that tragic loss in your son Thomas before y'all came to this from town. But so did your other children, and in that time period, y'all had kind of stopped raising them and forced Julie to take a more active part in raising her brother. Maybe one of the few times I was pro Matthew. And not even really pro Matthews, but pro Julie. I had that man Jim looking like, wow, consequences of my own actions. The whole town hearing about the death of TN was devastating, but Donna really took it hard. Because like Donna, we all figured the importance she had in being an embodiment of hope within this community, of keeping some semblance of normalcy. She ain't have to come at my man Boyd like this. This was a great argument between these two in Boyd's house. Because she was like, man, what did it cost you? Why go for those animals? Why would you even consider that? And Boyd had to buck up his chest and remind her that they just had a whole conversation about how those animals were the only hope for their survival. He was thinking about their survival. Even strong-headed Donna had to acquiesce and say, all right, you might got a point there, boy. I do appreciate Donna being the leader she is, pulling it together and realizing, hey, I gotta go field dress that cow and get it ready for consumption, cause that might be all we got. Even taking the time to try to comfort Ethan when he came in, being the little awkward kid he is. And while we are dealing with the death of Mrs. Tien Chan, I am actually really worried about Fatima right below me. Ellis takes her to see Christy for a quick medical checkup because a tooth just fell out of her mouth and she's having severe morning sickness. Christy ain't there for obvious reasons. She's dealing with, everything going on in the town. But Mary Ellis does. She worked in pediatrics. She like, hey, I can look after her. It's all good. I can see why Ellis is worried because she was one of the 3 people shaking, being possessed by all the fromness of this town and all. And Marielle basically just tell her, you gotta eat more, you gotta get all the nutrients for the baby, and from what she can tell, everything's all right, but we also have to remember that she has limited technology, ain't no sonograms going on, ain't really any medical tests going on. She going off feel, baby. And when Fatima get back to the colony house, she starts eating rotten food. Now, I understand that pregnancy can change your hormones, give you a tasting for something you probably wouldn't have eaten before, like putting peanut butter on pickles, but eating rotten vegetables, and she was smelling it and it looked like it was smelling good. Eating this rotten dead food has me remembering how Elgin sees that dead woman in his dreams and remembering she has long black hair like the lady behind me, Fatima. Are they the same person? Is that a crazy conspiracy? I don't know. But I do appreciate that the town was able to pay their respects to this woman. She may have been a secondary character, but she was first in our hearts. Can I get a witness, people? May her son and the people that she has touched in this town be able to carry on her legacy. But we gotta do something about this town, because for Jim to leave that funeral, go and get a phone call, and for the person on the other end of the line to be the voice of his dead son, outrageous, especially because I'm pretty sure his son died in infancy. They ain't have to do that though. They ain't have to do that. But lucky for the Matthews family, they have Tabitha on the outside trying to redeem their family name after all those crazy decisions they made over these last 3 seasons. She's able to convince Victor's dad on the outside world that she isn't absolutely insane for talking about this magical supernatural place that we know as From. We learned that his wife, before even going to the From place, was having visions of saving children in a tower, something that Tabitha was trying to do all of season 2. He takes Tabitha down to the basement to show the paintings that his wife did in relation to the visions, and a lot of them match up for what we've been seeing for the past 3 seasons, people. Those weird children, the tower, the little boy in white. How did she know? And this is where the revelations came pouring in. We learned that his wife said that people throughout history have been sent there to try to help save the children and all that mess, but they all have failed, and she's been able to see them all. But for what we know, Tabitha didn't get those visions until she was actually at that place. And it makes you think, was she sent there to help save those kids? But then we also have to realize that other people also see visions of that place and visions of some of the drawings we see in this basement. Our boy Victor, little Ethan have both seen the boy in white. And then we have to remember Elgin, who we really haven't seen this season much. And remember that prior to him coming to this place, he had visions of this town. He knew the dangers. I feel like they're trying to trick us to think that Tabitha was sent there to free those kids. And there's a chance that it's most likely Elgin in some type of way. I can see it most likely being Elgin, but I can also understand it either being him, Victor, Ethan, or Tabitha, or even Jade, because he's been seeing that crazy doll in season 2, and he saw the children in that cave. Oh my gosh, it's so much, y'all. It looks like we finally getting some hints to some of the mysteries. Will saving the kids protect anyone else from going to this weird nowhere place? Maybe. Will saving the kids help everyone in this town be able to possibly escape? Possibly. Does Tabitha still have on those musky behind clothes? Yes. Yes, she does. Thank y'all for being here to listen to me go on about From season 3, episode 2. If you enjoyed it, like the video, leave a comment, tell me your thoughts, make sure you follow your boy, and if you want, you can always buy me a coffee. And remember, we can only solve these mysteries together. Que sera, sera.